There's a mystery going on. Why isn't Brandon Aiyuk getting the ball? It's a good mystery. I think a lot of us, our first theory was Kyle's mad because Kyle gets that way, right? He'll just irrationally get mad at his own teammate, his own players, put him in the doghouse. He did it with Dante Pettis. We've seen it before. The thing about football is it's really hard to know the answers unless you watch the coach's film. And I didn't have it, and I found it. I got some. I went to Canal Street. There was a guy with a garbage bag. He said he had that bootleg knockoff All 22. I got it. And I was watching. I wasn't even thinking about the Brandon Aiyuk thing, but I'm watching and I'm noticing that Kyle Shanahan is calling plays for Brandon Aiyuk. It's hard to say that Brandon Aiyuk is in Kyle Shanahan's doghouse when he's playing 30, 40 snaps a game and getting plays called for him where he's the number one option. He's not getting the ball because Jimmy's not throwing to him. And I'm not saying that there's something personal between him and Jimmy. I'm not saying that. And this is not a show for me to dump on Jimmy. I'm not doing that. Jimmy's having a good season. Hats off to Jimmy Garoppolo. But this is a Jimmy thing, not a Kyle thing. And if you remember last year, there's a lot of similarities between Brandon Aiyuk and Dante Pettis in this sense. Brandon Aiyuk had most of his production with Nick Mullins at quarterback. Same thing with Dante Pettis when Dante Pettis was a rookie. Most of his production came with Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins has a very different mentality than Jimmy. Nick Mullins throws it up. No conscience. He's the J.R. Smith of quarterbacks. And if he feels the wide receiver is a talented guy, a first-round pick, a second-round pick, he's going to give the guy a chance to make plays. Jimmy's not like that. If Jimmy feels you burn him one time, if you drop the ball, if you make him look bad, he'll look elsewhere. And he did it with Dante. He phased him out, maybe for the right reasons, probably for the right reasons. And it seems like I don't know. He's just not going to Aiyuk. This is what I see. Aiyuk is more of an outside the numbers receiver. He can go over the middle too, and they try to get him the ball over the middle. I mean, they tried against the Eagles. He went over the middle on that route from right to left. Usually Debo does it from left to right this season. Aiyuk does it from right to left, the dig route, and it's way over his head. It's not his fault. McGlinchey got beat. Jimmy Garoppolo got hit. Ball sailed, almost intercepted. That's what happens when they try to throw to Brandon Aiyuk. Also, there was a short throw, like a 6-yard throw to the left where he ran a quick out. Terrible throw over his head. He caught it, made Jimmy Garoppolo look good. For Aiyuk to get the ball, like he's more of the down the sideline guy, and Debo's more of the over the middle guy. Think about it that way. So when Kyle Shanahan calls a play for Aiyuk, it's like these situations. The defense is playing with a safety in the middle of the field. One safety in the middle, single high, they call that. And that means the middle of the field is closed. That's how offenses look at it. Is the middle of the field open or closed? If it's open, if the safeties are split, then they like to attack the gap between the safeties. They want to attack the middle of the field. If it's closed with a single high safety, then they're taught to attack the edges of the defense. So there was a play against the Eagles where the Eagles go cover 3, that's single high, 3 deep, 4 underneath, like a left fielder, a center fielder, a right fielder in the deep zone. Cover 3. So that's a perfect opportunity for a quarterback to let it rip to the outside. The cornerback has his back to the sideline and is looking at the quarterback, shuffling up the sideline like this. Eyes on the quarterback, back to the sideline. Brandon Aiyuk runs a deep comeback route. So up the sideline, breaks down, and turns back toward the sideline. If the ball is thrown with velocity and anticipation, there's no way the shuffling cornerback can stop and get back over there. It's behind him. He can't make that turn. If the ball is thrown hard enough and early enough, he's open. You can see it on film. He is NFL open. Brandon Aiyuk running a deep comeback against cover 3. That's open all day. That's where you want to throw against cover 3. The edges, outs, comebacks, curls. And Jimmy looks at it. He sees it's open. He doesn't throw it. He checks down to Debo Samuel in the flat, who runs for 4, 5, 6 yards. That's Jimmy. Jimmy right now is in a mode where he's making $27 million a year, and his job is to stay employed. And I think he's figured out that the only way the Niners are going to take this job from him is if he starts throwing picks. because he can go out there and play the most conservative game manager brand of football and win. This team is good. We've been saying it for years. Stop turning the ball over. You can win without, forcing these passes that you can't make. And he's doing that this year, to his credit. He's not trying to force the ball down the field because those are when the interceptions are going to come. He basically keeps his passes within 7-8 yards of the line of scrimmage. And when he does go down the field, it's 14 to 17 yards over the middle of Deebo Samuel. Sometimes Brandon Aiyuk, although they can't get that connection going on. So basically what I'm saying is Aiyuk and Jimmy have no connection. And Ayuk's probably going to have very little. He's probably not going to catch many passes as long as Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback. As soon as Trey Lance becomes the quarterback, then their skill sets match up. Lance has, right now, you've seen it, one of the strongest arms in the league right now. He would love to throw the outline, the sideline throws. He's excellent at throwing the sideline throws. And what's good about the sideline throws for him is if he misses high, which he tends to do, it's just incomplete. It goes out of bounds. If you miss high over the middle, it could be intercepted, or you could go right to the safety. So Aiyuk, expect his numbers to explode if and when Trey Lance ever becomes the quarterback of this team. And if Jimmy holds on to his job, but just by winning and not throwing turnovers, not throwing interceptions, then expect Deebo Samuel to have like 2,000 yards receiving this year and Brandon Aiyuk to continue to struggle to get any catches. Their skill sets don't match up, and it doesn't seem like Jimmy Garoppolo's too eager or thrilled to get Brandon Aiyuk involved. I think he likes screen passes and Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, if George Kittle could ever get out of the witness protection program. So stop blaming Kyle Shanahan about this Brandon Aiyuk thing. I'm watching the tape. I'm seeing Kyle Shanahan call Brandon Ayuk's number in the right situations, and Jimmy Garoppolo not throw to him when he's open. That's on Jimmy. And you know what, Jimmy? He's winning, and he's not turning the ball over. So maybe it's good for Jimmy Garoppolo to understand his limitations. I'm not saying that, like, be mad at Jimmy for not throwing to Brandon Aiyuk. Whatever. They got through 2 games. They're probably going to need to get someone else involved on offense moving forward. And Jimmy, I'll say this directly to you. If it's not Brandon Aiyuk, then it's going to have to be Trey Lance, man. You can't beat Green Bay, Seattle, and Arizona just handing off and throwing to Deebo Samuel. You're going to need a little bit more. And if you're unwilling to throw to Brandon Aiyuk, then maybe Kyle's going to have to bring in Trey Lance and use him as the offensive weapon change up because, again, Deebo's not enough. That's what's happening here.